Today, I'm blind tasting some of the best aged cane juiced rums. I haven't had some of these rums in 6 to 8 months, so I'm really looking forward to diving back in again to see what I really think of some of these rums. Now, in the summer of 2023, I embarked on my summer of cane juice. Cane juice rums is a category that I've never really paid too much attention to, because in my early days of rum drinking, the aroma and that smell that you all know what I'm talking about of kind of unaged agricole cane juice rums kind of put me off for a long time. However, over those couple of months of deep diving, I did find that some of those cane juice agricole rums I actually really did like. Then there was a whole batch of rums that I just thought were just, they're all right. They are what I am blind tasting again today. Now, how is this going to work? If you've not seen the previous sort of few videos, definitely last week's video, then basically I had a friend of mine that just sat in the corner and helped me do some blind tasting. He poured while I was out of the room, so I had no idea what was going on. Now, Jay is no longer with me, but we had this grand idea where I've got loads of these little bottles lying around. So before he left, I categorized up loads of different rums that are not potentially behind the bar, that side of the bar, and said, right, let me do a blind tasting. So he's steadily done. Last week we've done like the famous aged rums, if you like. This week we've got the cane juice aged rums. Next week I've got the unaged cane juice rums that he's also batched up for me. I kind of gave him, I think for this one there was about 10 different aged rums, and I said just pick 7, so I can kind of, so it could be any of those 10 rums in with these 7. But as always, you will see what I'm tasting because I'll edit that on screen, but I won't know what I'm tasting until I open that at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's crack on with the first one. Again, I'm going to taste these neat, and then I'm going to try these as a rum fashioned, as these are aged rums. The nose of this straight away is very, very different to those of the previous video. Would I instantly get to, oh, this is cane juice agricole rum? Probably not, but it's a very different vibe. Look, you are getting those vanilla notes, you are getting those caramel notes, you are getting a little bit of like dried fruit from the aging, but there's this little sort of funky, I wouldn't even go grassy, like but herbaceous is the wrong word as well. There's this funky, not relating it to Jamaican funk, not that sort of highest of banana or anything like that, but it's just this sort of funky, musty maybe aroma that's going on there. Is just so different to what I've smelled about an hour ago. Wow, insanely different to any of those rums that I tried about an hour ago in last week's video. Right. Unsweetened, undosed, which is kind of like an AOC for Martinique. A little bit of well, it is Guadeloupe as well. So you kind of get that body, you kind of get that character, you get this sort of initial burst of like wood tannins, like longer aged rum tannins that have been in the barrel there, but you do get this lovely sort of, that's the upfront spiciness, that's the upfront taste. But then the finish, it really lengthens out into this fruity, smooth. Do you know what? I'm gonna put, I don't know why I'm cautious to say this, but smoky. I'm going with smoky on this. It's just this, as soon as I got it, as soon as I formulate that in my head, it's not whiskey. It doesn't remind me of whiskey, but my head went to, ooh, that tastes like, or a little bit of something in that. It's like Lefroy, like that big P.E. Islay whiskey. And it's not, but it's just this subtle, smoky, peaty thing going on to it. Now, yes, there's dried fruit in here. There's, I'm going to say tropical fruit in here as well. This, right, how I'm going to categorize this. If you watched last week's video, this is a step up to any of those rums that I tried in last week's video. An absolute step up. This is now gone beyond entry level. This is now more, do you know what? I've had quite a few rums neat. I now want something a bit more challenging. This is really, really delicious, but this is not mass market in the slightest. This is This is a rum lover's rum. This is really, really good. Could I taste this was I'm gonna if I say agricole, I'm just gonna say agricole. Some of these will be just cane juice and not agricole, I think. I don't know, but I think so if I say agricole, I mean cane juice. But can I tell the difference between cane juice, agricole rums, and molasses rums? There was just something totally different with this to what I was drinking about an hour or so ago. Is this lighter vegetal kind of just it's just different. I struggle to convey that. It is just different. So rum fashioned, delicious. Absolutely delicious. I'm gonna put this above the previous video. It has to be. I don't think anything in that previous video, as nice as a couple of those were, comes up to this. This is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Wow, that's so good. Fruity notes, banana notes, tropical notes. It's lighter. There's still that grunt from a little bit of barrel aging in there without going too excessive. Honestly, yeah. Wow. Yes, I like that. Look, have I got any idea of what that is? No, not a Scooby-Doo. This could be any of the rums because I'm just not up with cane juice and they're not as familiar, that's the word, as a lot of the other rums that I taste. But this, look, neat sipping. Is that a rum that I kind of think, oh, do you know what I want over any of those? No, I don't think it is because in my head, I still grab like a Dictador. I still grab definitely I'm always going to call it the Havana Cuban Barrel Proof, but the selection of the Damoiseau. I'm always going to grab, some of those. But that is delicious. And that is easily the best rum fashion that I've had today filming this. Easily. Muted. That's the word I'd say so far. Nothing really jumps out at me. It's all, whereas the first one was like in your face and they're the aromas you're getting. You've really got to dig in for this one. Right, let's be brutally honest here. For entry level and people that aren't that experienced with rum, and I don't mean that in any disrespect at all, but this smells of nothing. You are not going to get anything off this. If you are used to smelling and tasting rums a bit more, neat rums, you might go down the route of this is a slightly fruitier rum. But this is just muted. There is nothing on here that really stands out to me at all. Now that's really interesting. Now, if you could sense where my little brain is right now, you'd understand why I'm kind of hesitating a little bit. By default, French origin cane juice rums and Madeira, I'm pretty sure, cannot have sugar added to them. They're just not allowed. It's like Jamaica. Jamaica does not add sugar to any of their rums. I'm just going to add this in very quickly because people miss this. If you're like a bottler, an independent bottler, and you buy Jamaican rum from like E&H Gear in Holland, for instance, and they bottle it, they can add sugar. That's the thing. But if it's a Jamaican rum from Jamaica, there's no sugar added. But if it's a Jamaican rum that's been bottled elsewhere, there can be sugar added to it. That gets missed quite a lot. All right. Anyway, the whole point behind this has to have flavorings and sugars. It has to. There's no way. So, right, I've got orange, I've got tropical, I've got spices, I've got that, but I just don't think they're real. If I didn't know better, I think I'd be tasting a spiced rum. I'll be honest. Interesting. I think for me, there was just far too much orange. There's far too much orange, unless that's been, sorry, hang on, I need to retract this. Unless that's been aged in like, we'll give you orange, like muscat, Sauternes barrel or something like that. And it could have been double aged. Sorry, I completely forget all that sort of stuff. It could have been double aged. But for my mind, there's just a lot of in your face fruit coming off that. When there's nothing off the nose, there's a lot of flavour coming off that you wouldn't expect to get, which then hints to me that this has been adjusted slightly. Now, again, I'm going to come at this because right. So for me, where I am for this, I'm struggling to explain this, but this is an orange, bittery orange with a spice backbone. You know, it's gripping the underside of my tongue like a cinnamony, nutmeggy, allspice kind of vibe. It's kind of gripping that. I have got spiced rums that are produced here in the UK that are very, very similar to that. And I wish I could think what the hell that was, but I can't. I have no ideas for that. I think I've just thought of a better way to sum this up, like while I'm doing the rum fashion here. If this was a spiced rum video, then this rum would feature quite well in it. But as this is a proper rum video for rum lovers, that's where the conflict is coming for me, because I have to bracket this as a spiced and flavoured rum because it is that forward in orange notes that I don't think. I think it would be potentially flavoured as opposed to double aged. I can't think of any rums that I've got that are potentially double aged in like a Sauternes or something like that to give me those orangey notes. So that's to clarify this. Right, rum fashioned is actually quite nice. It's actually really nice. It's an orangey forward rum. It's got the sort of spice notes in there. Look, I think I've drilled this, but I think where I'm coming from this, I'm assuming that the vast majority of rums I put out for Jay would have been the 40, 50 pound mark, the more expensive rums. In cane juice is more expensive. Now, for where I'm going for this, we've got orange spiced rums that are a lot cheaper, and potentially the same level of sweetness. So that's why I've got the downer on it. It's a tasty rum. I just don't think it's in rum world. Absolutely no idea what that is. No idea. Delicious, really nice. But I could point you, if you're in the UK, I could point you to 3 or 4 other rums that are probably going to be half the price. Now, number 3, this is where we are back on your wavelength as a rum drinker. This smells, wow, this smells really good. Again, do I make a distinction between cane juice and molasses? No, it just smells slightly different. Instead, this whole high estery, baby sicky, vomity thing going on with this. No, absolutely not. This smells delicious. Let's just give you a quick rundown. Look, yes, there's vanilla. Yes, there's slightly wood. And I think the vast majority of these are longer aged rums that are coming up here. So you've got those kind of notes in the caramel. But there's tropical fruits coming off here. There's a little bit of citrus coming off here as well. But again, a little bit of spice. This excites me. I'm just going to dive in. I can't wait to taste this. Yeah, that's my favourite out of 3 so far by a long way. The only subtle thing that would probably put mass market off this is there's a lot of spice. A lot of tingle, that sort of those tannins that really clutch the underside of your tongue. There's quite a bit of that. Is this smooth? No, not in the way people associate smooth to be. This is kind of like a kind of rum. But with that, I'm enjoying that. And I'm thinking, right, instant sort of face value. This is not a rum that I would come back for a second glass of, but this is definitely a rum that I would have at the end of the evening where I just want something nice and just to kind of finish off with. That's that. Let's just give you the quick rundown of this. Yes, obviously, barrel aging, you've got that vanilla, you've got that caramel, you've got that little bit of like dried fruity vibe, a little bit of toffee, but very quickly behind it, bursting with tropical fruits. I'm struggling to pinpoint that. It just tastes like tropical fruit juice. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And now it's gone up there, and it's sort of up at the top of that. I've got this, like, you know, when you kind of get this like little thing like sherbet sort of thing. I've got that. That's really delicious. I'm kind of impressed by that. I really like that. Fantastic rum fashioned. Fantastic. That's my favourite one of the day so far by a long way. You don't lose the barrel aging of it, so you've got the grunt, you've got the oomph behind it, but you've also got the tropical fruity vibes. The touch of orange that now comes out. There's a little bit of spice in there. Hands down, my favourite so far. And I know it's 3, but I'm talking in the previous video as well. Hands down, romps all over that previous video. That's really delicious. Wow, these are just getting better and better now, because this is different to the previous one. The previous one I did get more tropical fruits, whereas this one's more, not subdued is the wrong word, but more straight down the line of what you'd expect from a rum. Does this have the tropical fruitiness of the previous one that kind of like draws you in and goes all over the place? No. But this is like, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this. I think top lines here would be more dried fruit. I don't really get like the vanilla caramel, to be fair, off this. It's like a dried fruit, a little bit of barrel aging, this little sort of citrusy tone over the top. I think when you really dive in, yes, you do get a bit of barrel aging. You do get that sort of oakiness that comes off there, but it's not in your face. It's not slapping you around the chops. It just, a big smell, big dive in, that sort of cane juice, agricole, unmistakable. Yeah, big sniffing, unmistakable vibes there. Oh, yeah. That again, that's exciting me in a different way to the third one. Right, let's dive in. Wow, that is good. Now, take the whole cane juice versus molasses argument out there. Like, some people are, oh, cane juice. Some people are like, okay, molasses. You know, they're very in one camp. Take all that to one side and just taste this as a rum at face value. This is how I expect aged rum, but not massively heavily aged rum, not like 10, 12, 15-year-old rum, like a sensible sort of 5, 6, 7-year-old, a sensible level of aging, where you get nice flavours, but you don't go down the whole soggy wood flavours. This is how I expect rum to actually taste. This is delicious. So look, is it punching out with anything remotely close to the third one, with all that tropical fruitiness and all that? No, they're very different. They're a chalk and cheese. This one is punching out more where, as I say, where you'd expect traditional rum to be. You've got your wood, you've got your bit of barrel influence, you've got your dried fruit in there as well. So like sultanas, raisins, maybe a datey, pruny vibe going on there. There's a little touch of sort of floralness, a little touch of citrusiness. But you know what? All that is rounded off with this lovely bit of aging to it. And this is, the contradiction, because I generically don't like longer aged rums, but this has got the aging to it where it just kind of blends those all together. And now as it's finishing, now like 30, 40 seconds after I've had a taste, I'm actually getting a little bit of tropical fruit on that. I'm really, really rating that. That is, as a neat sipper, that is a very accessible, neat sipper, and a huge step up from your entries, your Bacardi 8s, I'm sorry to keep picking on Bacardi 8s, your Flor de Canin 12s and those. That is a huge step up without going way, way, way down the sort of heavily aged rum route. That is going to have a lot of fans. I love fruity, fun, fruity kind of things. Number 3 for me was all that. Number 3 was kind of tropical fruits and all that. It was just delicious. Number 4, I've got no flipping idea what these are. Number 4 is, regardless of whether it's cane juice or molasses or anything like that, number 4 is how I expect a decent aged rum that excites me, that's got a bit of stuff going on to it, that's not going to put anyone off. Number 4 is, without shadow of a doubt, and I'm talking about the previous video as well here, the pick of the bunch. That is phenomenal. That's so good. Do you know what? I'm just sitting here looking at all the rums lined up and the little shelf there of what it possibly could. I've got no idea. I've genuinely got no idea, because that should be on my back bar. There's I don't know, Trois Rivieres is sitting down there. I don't know. I've no idea. That's good for rum, out and out rum. That's really good. Right then, number 5 again, straight off the bat, ethanol varnish straight off there. Do you know what? I think I could be here for another sort of 5 minutes or so, and I don't think I'm getting past that. If I'm really clutching, I'm probably picking out vanilla, but that's a generic term. Of course it is. You know, if anything's aged, if you don't get vanilla, there's something going wrong. Leather maybe, but for me, it's just acetone, if that's a word that you would relate with. But for me, varnish. That's the aroma. That's the aroma. And again, I don't know whether it's because it's been pent up in a little bottle now for probably close to 3 weeks, probably. It shouldn't do, because the bottle would have been open for at least 6 to 8 months, the main bottle. That doesn't invite me in. It's right, let's go. I can sum this up straight away. Longer aged rum fans like your rum to taste of a bit of wood with a bit of rum behind it, a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of voluptuousness to it. That's going to be up your street. For me, that's just gone way past the money. That is, I didn't think I had any massively aged rums here, but that for me could be 15 years in a barrel. I've got this. I've just got this. Well, that's just finishing. That's why I'm holding off. It's just finishing. It's quite nice, actually. But it's that initial kind of 10, 15 seconds. And I'm just like, oh, no, I'm not enjoying that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Right. Is that, how can I relate this to recent videos? The finish, the aftertaste is more enjoyable than like the Damoiseau 12 that I did recently. They're still beyond me. They are, and I say beyond me in the nicest sense of the word, because I just don't like them. I just don't think the Damoiseau 12, and I just don't think that's how rum should be. But I classify it as they're beyond me, because, you know, Foursquare rums are considered as some of the best rums in the market. So I have to naturally assume that they're beyond me because I don't like them. That's the only way I can categorize that. You know, the mass market doesn't enjoy them. The rum connoisseurs do enjoy them. So that's how I kind of bracket this stuff. I think this is more edging towards the rum connoisseur market. And I think this is probably way out of bounds from the mass market. So that's the distinguishment. Yes, this is probably a really good quality rum. And it is a really good quality rum. Sorry, I should rephrase that. But it's just not what I want. I just don't enjoy this. So look, as a rum fashioned, I can't deny that's tasty. But I still am where I am. Where I was neat. This is a rum for people that have really progressed down their journey. Really do like a bit of barrel aging, a little bit of woody feistiness into their rum. And this is where this sits. For me, that, whatever the hell that is light years above that. You know, it's not even... I know, right, if I was running a bar, and this is how I distinguish it. If I was running the bar and I put those two side by side and said, right, have that as a rum fashioned, what are you having? it's not even 9 times out of 10. It is 99 times out of 100. That's how much more that's going to sell than that, because that's more accessible. Now, I understand for a lot of rum connoisseurs, that's the wrong thing, but the rum connoisseur market doesn't keep the rum market alive. It's the mass market. Without a mass market, there is no rum market. That is leaps and bounds ahead of that fact. Number 6, I think we're on now. This is interesting because this goes down a completely different route. Yes, I dare say there's aging going on here, but the first notes that are coming off here is like a banana, not a Jamaican banana, but like a sweeter, not even banana foam sweets, but just this, and not caramelized banana, just like a really ripe banana. And look, one thing I haven't distinguished in a few of these rums here is that, yes, I'm on a sugarcane juice rum video, and a lot of people will turn off, oh, sugarcane juice. I promise you, if I would have like turned around and go, oh yeah, that's agricole, that's kind of cane juice, I would have said it. A lot of these rums, you at face value, you are not going to tell the difference between molasses and cane juice. It gives you a different mouthfeel, it gives you a different taste, it takes you off in different directions. But should you be put off by cane juice rums? No, absolutely not. Now, I'm really intrigued by this one because I'm really trying to get down to it. So bananas off the top there. Yes, there's wood aging, barrel aging going off there. Nothing kind of like inoffensive, if you know what I mean, for me that doesn't like longer aging. I'm going to also add in, there's a little bit of tropical fruitiness, and from that probably coconut, and I should probably stop saying tropical fruit and just go coconut, because when I think tropical fruit, I'm going like mango, papaya, passion fruit and all that sort of stuff. Probably coconut. Only slight downside to this, and that is minuscule, but if you really dive in there, there's this as acetone, not varnish, but acetone, I don't know how to describe it, kind of chemical. Is that, I don't know, even that's the wrong word, but there's just something to it that's not varnish, not, I don't know what the word is. I'm struggling on that one, but it's just something on there. It's like, oh, what's that? But I think a lot of you are just going to get stuck at the banana, because the banana's out there. Banana's there, right. Now, this is interesting because Martinique, Guadeloupe, Madeira, I think I'm right with those 3, definitely the first 2, can't have sugar added. This has to have had. This is so much sweeter than anything I've had there. This has to have done, which points me to Mauritius, but I'm not 100%. I think I know what this is. I think for the first time, I actually know what this is. I'm just going straight out there. This is Arcane, the Extraroma. I haven't had it for 6 to 8 months, but it has to be. I see. I haven't got to the bottom of how they do stuff over there. And again, this is a conversation for geek level. This isn't a conversation for mass market. Mass market, you're probably going to really enjoy this. I just put this up there slightly with, in the previous video, the Rhum, the Diplomaticos. It's just a little bit sweet. Look, the top note of that is banana. Absolutely banana. And where I'm coming from is that I think I've got a rough handle on the prices of these, and I think I'd probably have that that's not as sweet as that, but more banana forwards. And if I wanted banana rum, I'd probably go that. That's really delicious, but as a rum and not a spiced or flavoured rum, I'm not sure where I sit with that. Do you know what? I'm not even going to jump to a rum fashion with that, because that has to be, there's only one rum down there in that sort of 10 or 11 that I put to one side for Jay that can be. And it has to be the Arcane Extraroma. It has to be. It's unforgettable in that whole sort of banana-y vibe aroma. Now, I absolutely love banana, but my point is now we're sort of heading on value for money territory. And I haven't researched any of these prices, but from the little I remember, I think that Extraroma, that Arcane, is a lot more expensive than stuff like their Cargo Cold Banana Rum. And this is so far banana forward that actually if I want a banana rum, I'm actually going for the Cargo Cold Banana. So I'm just going to leave that there because I don't think even adding ice and Angostura bitters and a touch of sugar is going to detract from the point that if I want banana, I'm going Cargo Cold. Now, by complete contrast, the final one, number 7. Complete contrast. There's no sweetness. It is like proper in your face, proper rum. It's a rum lover's rum, this one. I know this is a sugarcane juice video, so I've got that bit of biasness. But I think smelling that, I would probably even go, this is cane juice over molasses. I think that is that distinguishable. And because this doesn't taste like or smell like a molasses rum at all. So why do I say that? To explain that, look, this is vegetal, grassy, citrusy kind of vibe that goes off there. Yes, you get the barrel aging. Yes, there's a little bit of honey on there. Even a touch of vanilla on that, but it's so different to a molasses-based rum. Do you know what? Right, just on the aroma, and this is going to sound bonkers to entry-level people, and that's not a slur or anything like that, but there is that fact, there's a lot of my audience that are new to the rum journey. There's a lot of the audience that are experienced. But the whole point is that is just quality. That is just like nothing else I've smelt down here. I know that this honey's coming off there. I know that this is probably not necessarily my favourite, but this is a quality rum. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. That's just like, that's well put together. Right, let's dive in. That's really good. I'm gonna pick this apart now. I'm gonna pick all these apart. This is the last one. Rum enthusiasts, you've been drinking rum for a long time. Out of all these 7, that's the one you're going for by a country mile. That is just leaps and bounds above anything I've tasted here. Is it a rum that I personally enjoy? Yes. Do I think of it on my back bar? No. I am still going for these 2, number 3 and 4. 4 for me, because yes, I have been drinking rum for a long time. But I know what I like. I know that I don't like longer aged rums. So 4 for me, but 4 could be a longer aged rum. I just think 4 has got like superb balance to it. I think 4 is going to outsell any of these by a landslide. I think it's that good. I've zero idea of what that is. I've looked down there in front of me and I've still got no idea of what that is. But number 3 gives you that tropical fruit aroma. Now, this is the point. I would naturally assume that the real rum lovers don't want that tropical fruit aroma. So for number 3, that would have been my star pick, I'm actually going for this one. I think that is the star pick for out and out rum lovers. But that's really good. That's whiskey fans coming over to rum. You're there straight away. Absolutely. But again, I'm not even having that as a rum fashion because neat, that is just wow. I just can't get past these 2. These are mine. 3 and 4 for very different reasons. Out and out, fruity, fun, tropical. 99 out of 100 are going to absolutely adore that one. So they're my star picks, 3 and 4. What was it? Number 6 has got to be, sorry, this one has got to be the Arcane. It has to be. And the rest of them, absolutely no idea. Right, let's put me out of my misery. Again, I don't understand this because this is a point, this is exciting for me, but for you lot, you've already seen the video. You've already seen. And I don't understand why I keep getting asked to put all that in up there so you know what I'm tasting. I don't get it. I love the surprise. So I want comments. Why? Why should I do that? No, everyone asked for it, but I don't understand why, because I don't want to see it. If I'm watching a video, I want the surprise at the end. So, I've got, as I say, I've got like 10, 12 rums down there. I'm really intrigued by like number 3 and 4. So, right, let's go for it. Number 1. Okay. Damoiseau XO. Number 2, right, hang on. I'm just going to jump straight to it. Number 3, Depaz, and number 4, Rhum JM. I'm kidding. No wonder I couldn't work out what it was. I'm looking at all these rums down here, and I'm like, it's flipping up there, isn't it? It's up there. Number 4. Number 4 is already on my back bar. J. 5, HSC, 6. Right, let's get them all up. So they are all here now. Here's my 2 favourites. That really did confuse me. I'm thinking that's none of them down there. Just in there, I've got other Rhum JMs down there. I've got a Clement down there as well. I've got the Epice, what's it called? The Epice Creole down there, which I thought one of those could be. But yeah, so the Camikara, for those of you who've never seen the Camikara, that has to be an orange sweetened rum. It has to be. That's the Camikara. Number 7 was the Trois Rivieres. Again, I wouldn't have picked that. But that is, wow, that's really good. That's a rum lover's rum. 100% that is a rum lover's rum. This is the banana bomb. For those of you who don't know what the banana bomb looks like. Has to be. I would go cargo coal. I'm sorry. It is Spirit Bound that I've got a great relationship. They are the same people as Rhum JM. Same people as Clement. Same people as Cherry's Reserve. Same people as Joseph Cartron liqueurs. I love Spirit Bound, but I'm sorry, that's just banana forward. And if you're gonna do a banana forward rum, just do it proper banana. That's where I am with that. What was it? See, number 5. I see. I've already forgotten number 5, and that's the HSE. So that obviously really didn't stand out for me at all. 43% ABV. And then the last one was number 1, and again that didn't really stand out for me either. It was nice, but it was all right. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. There's still more of these to come, so tune in next week.